6-year-old boy survives 40-foot fall from zipline. The Fundidora Park incident. The Fundidora Park is located in the Mexican city of Monterrey. It is directly built on what was the first steel and iron foundry ever built in Latin America. The foundry would be a very important part of the region for a while. But in 2001, Fundidora Park opened its doors, operating as a complex. It had numerous different areas on the 360 acres of land, which included the Monterrey Arena among many of its attractions. One such attraction is a zipline, which operates about 40 feet in the air without any incident. Well, this was until June 25th, 2023, when tragedy would almost strike as a 6-year-old boy was seen plummeting to what many believed would be his death as they screamed in horror. This is the story of how Cesar Moreno survived a 40-foot fall. The Expedicion Amazonia Park. Very little is known about this unique park located in Monterrey, Mexico. However, the main theme of the park is not only entertainment, but rather to serve as a guardian for various species of animals. It gives those who visit the opportunity to interact with many of these farm animals, giving 45-minute tours and allowing children from the age of 4 years old to interact. Numerous other events, including the X-Bike, an extreme biking zipline that enables you to pedal 40 feet in the air. But the traditional zipline is perhaps one of the biggest attractions. The zipline covers a whopping 920 feet and takes about 15 minutes to complete. According to the website, it is marketed for children from the age of 5 years old. Aside from this adrenaline-filled adventure, the park also offers more modest adventures like lemur watching and even a 2-hour walk along the lagoon. All of these different things are directly marketed to children and adults, with even the bungee jumping having a minimum age of just 5 years old, according to the website. As part of the general theme of the park, it is mostly focused on protecting various bird species, with the park stating that as of today, it is protecting around 55 indigenous species and has been actively working to protect many endangered animal species for the better part of almost 15 years. In fact, very little news or incidents have ever been reported from this park. The park itself also serves as a great place of awareness, where the goal is to create future advocates that will help to continue protecting endangered species, and it serves as a great research center. According to the website, many studies have been conducted about various animal species and shared with zoos across the world. But all this would take the institute to its core on June 25th, 2023, when a young boy by the name of Cesar Moreno accidentally fell 40 feet to the ground in what many onlookers thought would surely be the end of the young boy. But by some miracle, Moreno survived the ordeal. But this didn't truly explain what happened. The infamous zipline incident. The Moreno family, avid nature lovers, chose this park as a great place to teach their children about the values of nature. One of the many adventures marketed was a zipline, which would be around 900 feet and take approximately 15 minutes to complete. The zipline gave adrenaline lovers a bird's-eye view of the area. On this fateful day in late June, tragedy would ultimately strike as a young boy plummeted into an artificial pool whilst being accompanied by one of his parents on the zipline. A video which has been circulating around social media clearly shows the moment the boy almost fell to his death, but beneath him was an artificial lake. J. Cesar Salcida, older brother of the boy, had the following to say on Facebook after the incident. "I had not had the time to first thank God for saving my brother from this spectacular accident caused by a bad team of both staff and the zipline." He would later go on to blame the park for bad service and a terrible installation and staff training as the reason for his brother's ordeal. According to ABC Noticias, a local agency in Mexico, the reason for the fall was because the harness had simply burst. Another image circulating on social media also revealed how the harness had been split in 2 moments before the young boy had a near fatal fall. It is reported that as the boy fell, he landed inside the artificial pool below, where he was immediately rescued by a local tourist and immediately taken to hospital. The boy ultimately survived the ordeal, and the park closed down the zip line pending the investigation. As part of the investigation, it was also revealed by the New York Post that a single person was responsible for operating the zip line. This meant that this single person was responsible for doing everything within his power to make sure all safety protocols had been followed. However, according to the brother of the victim, all staff were poorly trained. This is understandable given the cheap prices of tickets, with a ticket costing less than $10 for children and a little more than $10 for adults. In fact, many of these proceeds are invested into the protection of endangered animals, and these rides or adventures are mostly designed to add more income for the park itself. No formal or experienced training was given to the operators at the time, and this could be to blame for the incident. But this was not the first zipline incident. In fact, numerous incidents of these zipline accidents have been reported across the United States in the last couple of years. These incidents range from zip lines colliding to a line strangling a girl in the same month in Georgia. But is the park truly to blame for this incident? According to Ian Adamson, an adventure and obstacle sports expert, ziplining can be dangerous. Some of the worst injuries can happen at any speed. Look to see if, before you go down a zip line, see if there's anyone on it. The guides sometimes are not quite aware, so the fallback is yourself. Adamson does make a valid point about how hard it could be to fully monitor these zip lines, but in the aftermath, the family did plan to sue. The aftermath. As with many of these incidents, it often simply disappears from the media, and the public doesn't always get informed about the situation. A few days after the incident, the brother did confirm that the family was about to sue the park for the incident. However, various reports have indicated that the park is not solely to blame, as many of these rides are not obligated to fall under certain guidelines, and stress testing equipment becomes the sole prerogative of the person operating the ride. Unfortunately, many of these are also young teens who have no formal experience. Whilst the case might be ongoing and the verdict might not ever make the news, the brother did say that his brother was almost fully recovered physically. He might have been heavily shaken up, but as of this video, he is back in school, but still highly frightened by what happened. The zip line itself did close after the incident, and there were no formal statements from the operators or the amusement park. But as of this video, the zip line is once again active, and it has been upgraded with better security features. 1 year on from the incident, and there hasn't been any known incidents happening again, which does mean that it could have been significantly upgraded or changed. Ultimately, it becomes increasingly hard to trust many of these theme park operations due to the plethora of recent incidents that have rattled many communities to its core. Perhaps better staff training could alleviate these issues, or perhaps the park might need to charge more for tickets. The extra income can be directly invested into park safety and staff training. Since ziplining is so frequently available at many of these amusement and animal parks, it is very hard to know how safe they are. Unlike specific rides, not a lot of auditing and safety checking often takes place when it comes to this sort of ride. If you have enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Since we are not an AI-generated channel, your help is the only thing making it possible for us to continue creating these videos.